Not that porta potty anymore, so it's probably not a good idea.
Probably not.
Do that.
Damn.
So I can sync it up.
Shark bait.
Synced.
I don't like this tall table.
You don't?
I hate tall tables. Always.
I like it better.
Sierra.
Tall?
Sierra. Oscar. Oscar.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Episode 4, what ranch broke actually means. So ranch broke's one of those overused and misunderstood terms in the horse world. Everybody says their horse is ranch broke. The truth is the phrase doesn't mean much anymore unless you know who's saying it and how they use it in their horses. So we're going to dive pretty deep into ranch broke, but before that, last week on the ranch, what did we get into?
Last week.
Oh, we done a bit of mulching.
Did a bit of mulching.
Mowing.
How about some viral TikTok videos?
Well, I wouldn't know about that.
You wouldn't know about that?
No.
So when Billy had his viral Facebook video, I didn't really think that there was anywhere to go from there, you know? But posted a couple videos just yesterday, that 2 videos combined that have 350,000 views on them.
Nice.
And Jake's got some new fans.
Wow.
One of those videos was about Billy climbing a tree naked.
That did happen.
It got a lot of questions, and a lot of people want to know more about that story.
Oh, where do I begin? Well, every year, me and a group of friends all go down to the Guadalupe River down in New Braunfels, and we camp out. We float the river for a couple of days, just hang out, have a good time. And it was years back, and I had quite a few beverages while I was floating the river, and somebody said something about go climb that cliff naked. And I said, no, let's up the game. Let's do naked tree climbing. So everybody was like, you're not going to do that shit. So we got back to the campground. I didn't have anything, just swim trunks on. Right there in front of the whole world on that campground site. I said, all right, naked tree climbing. I'm first. And I just off it and up that tree I went. Just climbing like a little spider monkey, and reached up and grabbed a limb that was rotten, and it broke, and I fell backwards about 13, 14 feet, and there was one of them clay chimney heater thingies at the bottom, and I hit the back of my head on it and busted it open, and had to go have like 14 staples put in it. And I'm laying there on my back, and I'm dazed and confused, and my legs twitching, and the only thing I can think about is everybody's looking at my wiener. So I started telling my buddy, I said, cover my wiener, cover my wiener. He said, hell, cover it. He said, you got ants crawling all over it. So he's over there and he's flicking. He's like, I got you, little buddy. And he's flicking. And I'm like, such a good friend.
He's flicking your wiener?
He was flicking them off of me.
Off of your wiener.
So anyway, I ended up having to go to the emergency room, and they wouldn't give me any sedation. Not sedation. Yeah, I guess numbness or anything for like that, because I had been drinking. So the lady's just talking to me, and the nurse is just talking to me. She sneaks around behind me with that little staple gun, and she goes, pow! And she hits me, and I come up out that damn chair, and she chased me around. A good friend of mine took me, and she was sitting over in a corner, and she was just laughing her ass off, because every time that lady would come at me with that staple gun, I mean, I jumped up on the chair, on the bed, on the table. I mean, I was just bouncing around the room. I'm like, shit, and I was swatting my head. It was pretty adventurous. It was sore. I come home. It got infected. 3 days later, I was in the hospital, in the emergency room again with a bad infection from the river water, and it was pretty rough. Mm. But now I have a scar and a pretty good story to tell. Yeah, so that's pretty much that.
And you can't look your buddy in the eyes anymore.
I don't worry about that at all.
So now's probably a good time to mention our, follow us on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, that kind of thing. We got some listeners to the podcast, and we have our little audiences in various places, and we are posting different stuff and different socials. So if you want the more vulgar stuff, like Billy getting his wiener flicked, that's going to probably be on TikTok mostly.
There's way more vulgar shit than that out on the interweb than me falling off a tree naked.
Well, speaking of, the next question, these are viewer questions, by the way. Jake, do you really not wear underwear?
No.
No, you
No, I don't.
You don't really wear.
You should have seen him the other day. We were doing something on top of the barn, and he climbed up the top of the ladder, and I said, I thought you was crazy, now I see you nuts.
So the follow-up question there is Mr. Wally Gator, Gaytor. He wants to know if you might be interested.
Probably not.
No.
Like I said, I got that link online, the Mike Honcho at playgirl.com.
Yeah. Yesterday you said $20 is $20 though.
Well, I made some extra money last night, so I really don't need that extra 20 now.
Next follow-up question is somebody on TikTok asked if the reason that you don't wear underwear is so you don't have to smell them before you put them on.
No, just don't have to see a point in them. I think I own about 2 pairs maybe, and the only time I wear them is fighting bulls, because I ain't making that mistake again of having a horn rip my shorts off and not having anything underneath.
Yeah.
So I got a serious question, because I wear underwear. I'm not going to tell you what kind I wear.
We've
What
seen
kind?
yours.
Smurfs.
Smurfs.
Cheetah print.
Smurf underwear. So you've never made the dreadful mistake of getting your ball sack cut,
On the saddle?
in your zipper?
Oh, no, I have. Just the
Oh,
risk I'm willing to take.
Okay, well, that's
I
a
thought
hell
you
of a
was gonna
risk
say
right
on the
there.
saddle.
Do it once, and you damn sure don't do it again.
I feel like there's a way that you put things away that kind of keeps you safe, you know?
You can either like organize your drawer, or you just throw shit in there and you have a hard time
Right.
getting it open.
Because whether you're wearing underwear or not, do you get your Smurf underwear caught in your zipper?
Oh, absolutely not.
Well, then your balls would be safe.
Well, the thing about it is, my Smurf underwear are silky.
Slips
So
right through.
it
Yeah.
just glides right across.
Okay.
Well, see, and especially as cold as it is now, damn sure ain't got to worry about that.
Stick your finger up. You got to stick your finger up your ass and yell snake.
Try to go
Every time
pee
you gotta go to the
outside. You know how
bathroom.
hard it is to pull 3 inches of meat through 6 inches of denim?
So we also posted a video on TikTok about smelling laundry, and people took this the wrong way. A lot of comments on it, but a lot of people were led to believe that I was asking if you guys smell your clean laundry fresh out of the washer or dryer. That's not what I was asking. I was asking, Jake
I
specifically.
do that though.
Just because you enjoy the smell of fresh clothes?
Yes.
Are they your clothes?
Well, that's fine.
No,
Are they my clothes?
Yeah.
my wife's.
But what I was asking is like, hey, Jake, do you have clothes on the floor that
He's
you've
gotta
worn
double
before? You
check.
pick them up, you smell them. Okay, these are good to go, or they need to go in the washer.
I mean, I've had those times when I was in a hurry.
Yeah.
Lisa had me convinced yesterday that the hoodie that I wear around here on the ranch in the mornings when it's cold stunk.
Huh.
We were going down the road, and she's like, "You sure that's not your hoodie?" And I said, "No, it's not my hoodie." I said, "It may smell like sawdust or something like that." We were working on the doors on the barn. And she goes, "Well, that's probably why Brandon asked you if you smell your clothes before you put them on, because it stinks." And so she had me like all kind of confused about it. And I was over here smelling myself and shit. And
Those questions that I was asking weren't because of any one particular person. Those are actually ChatGPT specials right there. I said, give me some risque questions I can ask ranch hands and get some responses out of.
Risque questions.
Speaking of risque, Billy, inquiring minds need to know what better than a pecker but half as choky means.
well, I wouldn't really know from experience. Maybe Wally tell you a little bit more.
Wally Gator?
Wally Gator. But it's a buddy of mine says it all the time, and he well, from what I understand, is his grandpa used to say it all the time. So I just kind of picked it up off him.
All right.
So it's like better than snuff, but ain't half as dusty. And my grandpa dipped the old powdered snuff in the little glass can.
Yeah.
It was powder, so it was really dusty. And I think that's where that come from. It's like, hey, better than snuff, but isn't half as dusty. So somebody come up with better than pecker and ain't half as choky.
It's a little
So
different.
I wouldn't know. It's a little
Little
different.
different.
It's a little different,
Well-
but the concept's the same.
Hopefully my stepmother just listens to this episode so that she doesn't ask me again what it means. I don't want to explain it to her. What about galded? What's galded mean?
Galded can be like so many different things. It can be a hot spot on a horse. It could be a nut that Dwayne put on cross-threaded and running on down anyway, and it got galded. It just means pretty much foobar
All right.
for the most fact. Well, when it comes to that, That's what it is.
Papa Black Knuckle, and I need to emphasize Papa Black Knuckle because somebody thought I was calling you Baba Black Knuckle. Papa Black Knuckle, talk to us about Drag It Through the Garden.
Where it came from?
Yeah.
That's a Billy saying.
What
I thought
happened?
I already said that, but
You may have,
I'll
but
run it through you.
yeah. Well, don't run it through
So
me.
we showed up to a place to get a hamburger, and the lady asked Billy, he was first in line, how he wanted his hamburger, and he said, drag it through the garden,
Which means
which means everything on it. She didn't know what he meant at first. She just looked at him with a blank stare.
And what'd he say?
That means everything you got back there, put it on there.
put it on there.
What about the post driver story? A lot of people were wondering what a post hole driver is and not just a post driver. So I told him that a post hole driver drives the whole post and not just
The whole
part of the post.
Yeah.
So
The whole
what's the
T-post.
what's the
It's a
post
T-post
driver story?
driver.
Yeah, T post driver. What's that story?
So one of the guys, well, actually two of the guys were repairing a fence, and they said they couldn't get the T-post driven far enough. So I said, well, let's go up there and we'll see. And I was pounding one down, showing them that it would go, and
Pounding a post down.
pounding the post down.
Okay. I'm just
Pounding the
trying to get
T-post.
the facts here.
Pounded the
I wasn't
T-post
there.
in. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Make sure Willie Gator wasn't
He
out
said I was
here.
up there.
Pounded the T-post in, and it hit some rock, but I took my eye off the T-post and looked down at the rock, lifted the T-post driver up a little too high, clipped the T-post, and nailed myself right in the head.
And almost in the back of the head too.
Yeah,
Real.
That's talent.
Yeah.
that was talent.
That's talent.
Woke up on the ground. Not woke up. I don't know if I passed out or not, though. I
You
don't
probably
think I
did. You were seeing stars by the time
I
they got
definitely
you up
saw
to the
that.
house.
But Cody said he saw my brain.
Yeah. He's a little dramatic. So we glued you up, and has your hair grown back yet?
No.
You got a little bald spot?
Yes.
Sorry about that.
My
Got-
wife said it's not going to ever grow back.
I don't think it will. I don't think it will either.
I think it was the glue.
No.
I think
No.
so. That was a lot of glue.
You got galled.
It galled me.
I got a couple more of these social media clarifications. Billy, you said in one of our episodes that you can tell how broke a horse is by the way it lunges, if it's on a tight lunge line versus a loose lunge line.
I recall that.
Got a lot of people that are arguing that they've never lunged their horse and it's broke. So are you saying that every broke horse has to lunge, or
No.
are you saying that if you see a horse lunge, you can tell if it's broke?
No. What I'm trying to say is, and that transfers over. If you don't lunge your horse, great. Evidently, you don't start colts. You know, you go buy you a 14-year-old seasoned horse that you just get on and you go, and can you lope him around on a loose rein? As in, pitch the reins out to him, lope him around in circles, not a oval, a circle. Just pitch it out there and lope him. If you can't do that on a loose rein, sorry, your horse isn't broke. That's just the way it is. I mean, I don't care if you can go pull calves with him all day, you can trail ride him, you can go swim out in the middle of the creek with him. If you can't lope him in circles on a loose rein without having to pull his head in and hold tight and all that other stuff, check him down and do all that stuff, your horse isn't broke.
So there was a lady that was saying that she has seen many top performer reiners, cutters that were more like Doc in the when loping. They were batshit crazy, and then you get on them and they're ready to work. Is there anything to that, or could those horses still need, like, is that the equivalent of a roping horse getting dancy feet when they get in the box? They're just excited to get to work, or do they still need work to be broke?
No, that's just an agility thing. You need that kind of energy and speed to do stuff like that. You don't want a deadhead out there that's not gonna shoot out of the box when he's supposed to. That he's excited about going to work. That's his job, and he knows that's his job. It's no different than a football player getting psyched up before he goes to play football. You know what I'm saying? So you got to have that kind of athleticism and that agility and that want to, that's what makes good horses. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, but at the same time, can you harness that?
Right.
Can you control that? If you can't control that, then you don't have
A broke horse.
a broke horse. And broke horses, everybody has their own opinion on what broke horses are. If the horse works for you, then that's fine.
Then it's broke
But-
for you.
Can you really say that a 3-year-old is broke? Or can you really say that a 20-year-old is broke? It all depends on what that horse has done throughout his life, where that horse's mindset is, where the rider's mindset and control of that stuff is. So, you know, everybody's going to have an opinion on what a broke horse is. But if the horse you're riding around on and you want to lope circles with him and he don't lope circles with a loose rein, but he does exactly what you need him to do, then, hey, more power to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
And-
you can't look up in the dictionary, what is a broke horse, and it give you one answer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what works for you.
Well, just like a hat, it's broke for the rider. It's broke for the owner. It's broke for the wearer
Sure.
of the hat.
I mean, it's just, I mean, everybody's got their own opinion, and I'm not sitting here saying these people are wrong. I mean, if the horse that you've got works for you, you know, the way it is, then that's fine. You know, hey, more power to you.
last
Ride the hell out of Ride.
social media. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, ride the hell out of them.
Yeah.
Ride him.
Last social media comment. Somebody said, "Hey, Uncle Billy, you remember the barefoot
Yes.
bartender?"
Found out who that was. Yep, I used to frequent a Mexican restaurant, play a little music and stuff there, and sweet, nice young lady that used to bartend there, and the whole staff, affectionately, I guess, started calling me Uncle Billy, which makes me feel older than shit, but I'll take it. I've been called way worse than Uncle Billy.
So you guys already mentioned mulching and mowing up in Denton. The only thing I wanted to touch on with that is that I believe we almost broke another mulching wire harness. Is that right?
Yep.
It's not broken, but
Yeah, that's just a bad design.
it's a terrible design, and
It
that thing
is.
costs $800, and we've broken it 3 times. Right.
Yes. Well, we've tore it in two twice and almost
Almost broke
it.
this time.
But there's ways around it. We've got to figure out a different way to run it and maybe put some tubing in it so it doesn't get. It's so loose it falls down into the pinch zone, so it pinches it and it mashes the wire.
Yep.
So it's just a bad design, you know. I mean, but we'll get by it.
So you know where Billy spends $800 ranch dollars to replace a wire loom or harness that he's broken, he saves in places like hay bales. So
the
that's
best we can.
something we did last week. This week we got
Last week.
bundles.
Last week.
Got the barn where it's able to hold 84 bundles up in the loft, and did that save a little
84.
money.
That's half a lot.
Well, it's got 84 bales, but that's only half the loft. We could put
could still
easily
get more up there.
160 in there, easily.
You what?
Also, I could still get more stacked up on that side.
Yeah. We also got a hot walker.
Yes, we did. We got a
Kinda.
horse
Picked up
walker.
a hot walker the other day.
Got to figure out how to piece that together. Oh, and we got a chute and 2 steers. I don't know that we talked about that last time, did we?
Nope. We're just getting it all together a little bit by little bit.
Yep. When y'all were up there mulching, I think it was when you were mulching in Denton, Dwayne, you said something. I gotta ask you about Billy saying something about an 8-penny nail in his ass. What was that about?
That's that traffic,
Oh my God, that
driving
traffic
those
up,
trucks up through Dallas.
going up and
Fort
down
Worth.
35
It was
from
hard.
where we're at to Denton, and most of it's 820 is not that bad. 35, I don't see how people drive that every day. I don't see how you can actually get up out of bed and knowing you have to sit in that traffic for an hour and a half and dodge idiots and go to work, and then how you have to do that one more time on the way home and be happy.
The worst part about it is those idiots don't realize that you have a trailer behind you with a 30-ton machine on it, and they want to whip in front of you.
Yeah, they think you can stop like
So
a
that's
like a
why
Prius.
Billy said,
Yeah.
I bet you can't drive an 8-penny nail up my ass.
So it was tight, Billy?
It was pretty tight. I mean, there might even be a hole in the seat out there. I'm not real sure.
So why has ranch broke become a catch-all phrase?
Why has it?
Yeah. Why does everybody say their horse is ranch broke if they're not ranch broke?
Easier to sell them
Now,
because there's
I
not
wouldn't
a
know why
definition.
people tell you that, other than that's a great selling point. But
Yeah.
back to your
Is
question.
that kind of like easy with a farrier?
Yeah.
Yeah, good for the farrier.
Good for the farrier.
Yeah. So I guess back
Good
up.
with the farrier.
What does ranch broke mean to y'all?
To me, it means that he's confident and capable of utilizing everyday jobs on a ranch. Whether you're riding fence, whether you're doctoring calves, whether you're dragging calves to the branding fire, whether you're
Opening the fence.
gathering, open gates. I mean, that's ranch broke to me. I mean, one that you can do anything with that consists of everyday life on a ranch, big or small. That's ranch broke to me.
Loading on the trailer.
You can flip that switch and go when you need them to and bring it back down.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I would consider ranch broke.
If I asked you if there's a difference between a horse that's been used and a horse that's been tested, what would you say?
Yeah, I would say that because you can use a horse all day long, but until you push him and test him and push his boundaries, you really don't know what he's capable of, where his threshold is, where he, his strong suits are. Some horses aren't great at everything. Some horses are better at other things than they are at other things. So until you push one to those breaking points, to those thresholds to see how they react, I would say there's a big difference in one being used and one being, pushed.
And we talk about this often. If you're using a horse on a ranch every day, that's one thing. But what we talk about a lot is showing them having new experiences. Whether it be a professional roper being interested in loading up his horse and coming here to our practice pen just because they're seeing a new road, a new arena, a new chute, new steers, new environment. Those are those tests that
Oh,
a horse that's
absolutely.
used
I mean,
hasn't
you can work a colt at your place, and he'd just be the best thing, just a great horse, and you can take him to a roping arena or somewhere off. He's going to be a totally different horse.
Yeah.
So you have to haul these horses, whether or not you are using them or not. If you can afford to haul the horse you're using and two colts, and just tie them and let them stand and look at the banners. Let's hear the announcers. Let's look at people. Until you can do that, and you can season them. I mean, that's what you got to do. I mean, because like I said, you can have the best horse here on the ranch that's used to the dogs, that's used to this fence, that's used to this cow, that's used to the ongoings. But then you take him somewhere else, and it's just natural that he's gonna be shady about a fence sign or shady about the announcer, music player, stuff like that. And there's ways that you can introduce that to him at home, but at home or on your ranch, that's his comfort zone.
That's his comfort
So you got to
zone.
get him outside of his comfort zone, and that's how you make good seasoned horses, and that's just haul them. You just got to haul them to different places and run different things through their eyes and their ears and make them seasoned. So when you do haul them and you are going to use them, they're ready to go to work instead of looking at everything else going on around them. They're focused on what you need, the task at hand. So that's how I feel about that.
What would y'all consider a better horse, a talented horse or a consistent horse?
Oh, I would choose consistency over
Absolutely.
talent. I would choose one that's consistent versus one that's super, super talented at one thing. I would choose one that's consistent, that I can trust to go out and do a job.
Are there different jobs that maybe you would want a more talented, less consistent horse
Oh,
for?
absolutely. If you were zeroing into something, if you were zeroing in just to cutting, you would want a super talented cutting horse. You
Yeah.
wouldn't want an average horse. You wouldn't want one that was consistently mediocre. You would want one that was going to go out there and do that one thing. But, unless you're just doing reining classes, or you're just doing ranch sorting, or you're just doing ranch trail versatility, if you're not honed into one of those certain things and that's all you do, give me a consistent horse that's consistent here, 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 and here, and here, versus one that's just good at this and not very good at anything else.
Yeah. What do you think exposes more holes in a broke horse? Arena or real ranch work?
Real ranch work for sure, but what really exposes holes in a horse is put an unexperienced rider on it.
That's a good one.
That's me. You can put somebody who exactly knows the buttons on this horse, or you can put someone on there that's not as confident of a rider, and those holes are going to get exposed. When I start a colt and I'm riding him and I know exactly what his button's doing and I think this horse is good, I would prefer someone else come get on it, because that person's riding style may be different. So I can stand back and observe, are they holes? Did I leave holes in this horse? Or is there something that I can do that I see on the ground that I can do better in the saddle and make this horse more consistent, and better, and close those holes up? Because, like I said, I might have a horse, he might work great for me, but I would prefer Jake to hey, Jake, get on this horse, ride it around a little bit. I just sit down and watch. Don't critique, don't do that. Just let Jake ride the way Jake rides. Nothing wrong with the way Jake rides. But that will expose holes on a horse quicker than anything else will. And I would prefer someone else to come get on my horse every now and again. I just don't want to be the only one on it.
What would you say, or y'all say, we consider the qualities of a ranch broke horse?
Well, to not repeat myself, the qualities that I would look for in a good, what you would consider a ranch broke horse, is be good or proficient at the everyday goings on a typical working ranch, whether it's 8,000 acres or 80 acres. Opening gates, pushing cows, roping cows, doctor, dragging, just anything like that. If they can be consistent on all that, and I know that when I get on this horse, I can go do the job at hand without having to worry about walking my ass back to the barn or getting in a wreck, that's good enough for me.
Or to say one that you can trust and have the faith in, that they can think for themselves, and if you do get in a bind, they're not going to flip out, freak out. They're going to assess it and handle it.
And there's a difference between a broke horse and a ranch broke horse. That's kind of why we're talking about
absolutely.
what we're talking about. So a broke horse, if you started slower, you're handling safely on the ground, from the ground, consistently, stuff like that, riding. But we're talking, more higher level stuff. I like that, Jake. Like handling pressure without melting down. That's probably a big one out here if you're actually working.
Yeah.
And can't be walking back.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I want one that's going to be my partner.
Yeah.
I want one, hey, when I get on him, hey, let's go do a job. Not, I'm going to do a job and you're taking me. I want him to be my partner. We're going to do a job, and that's what I look for in a good ranch horse. Is I want a horse that's willing to go work, but also willing to work as a team. Because sometimes when you go out, especially on these bigger ranches, it may just be you and him. It may not be.
Sure.
Jake may not be there. Somebody else may not be there.
Or he may
so
be
it's
2-3
just you and the
miles
horse
away.
to go do a job. So I would prefer to have one that's more like a partner. So me and him can just go, or me and it or her or whatever, he, she pronouns, they can just go do a job.
That's even with
And that's
catching
what
them.
I
I
look
don't want to have to run around.
They're a tool.
I want them to be there.
Yeah.
Even in the barn, if you walk into a stall, I want them to facing me.
There's a lot to be said for a good ranch horse, okay? And that's the horses that you work every day in the hot, in the mesquite thorns, in the cold, in the mud, in the rain, that looks like a damn aardvark. You know what I'm saying? Shaggy, ewe-necked, whatever, just ranch horse that you can get on and you can go ranching on. And then you have the other side of the stalls that's got all your pretty horses and stuff that you go play on the weekends. Then you have that ranch horse that is going to show up every time you throw a saddle on him. Now, he may look like I said, a damn aardvark, but he's going to do the job that needs to be done, where these pretty ones that are always wearing sheets and slinkies and shit like that, you take them out there, they're going to lose their mind.
So do they? I hate the word finished. It makes it sound too much like they have to be perfect, and you know,
No such thing.
right? And I think Billy, you've said that you're teaching them something every day, whether they're 2 years or 20 years old. So do they have to be finished, quote unquote, to be considered a good ranch horse?
No.
What about bomb proof? Are they allowed to have bad times or bad days?
Well, yeah, I mean, absolutely they are, but not to the point where it prevents you from getting the task at hand done. I mean, they're not a motorcycle. They're not a four-wheeler. They are a living, breathing creature with emotions, thoughts, and a brain. And you have to treat them as so. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what people don't understand. They don't understand that this horse sometimes may get excited. This horse sometimes may not feel good. This horse may be, whatever. I mean, they go through a range of emotions as well. Now, do they reason like you and I do? No, you can't. It's hard to reason with a horse. They have a reactive side and a thinking side, okay? But to your point, no. I mean, it's just, it's hard to explain, like I said, because the people that know horses know this, and the people that get a horse that wants a bomb-proof horse. What is a bomb-proof horse? Jake, what's a bomb-proof horse? Tell me that.
No such thing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Depending on your environment, yeah, they may handle whatever, you're throwing your freaking tarps or the pool noodles at your house and shit. Take them to your neighbor's house, do it in their front yard, guaranteed.
That's
What?
Different reaction.
Well, that's the point I was driving home.
To me,
what is a bomb-proof
there's
horse?
no such thing as finished,
Because
and
I knew
there's no
what I
such
was
thing
gonna
as
say.
bomb-proof.
I just wanted to hear someone
Yeah.
else say it because, yeah, you can say, oh, this horse is bomb-proof. Okay. All right. Well, he might be. But there may be that one time that he may lose his shit.
Yeah. People use that, I think, as a polish to not hide things all the time, but, this horse is bomb-proof. Look at us riding with this tarp on its back.
To me, the people that say that the most are your horse traders, the ones that are
Yeah.
just, they go pick them up for a couple hundred, they put one ride on them, don't know nothing, and so they'll put ranch broker bomb-proof
Yeah.
just because they don't know that horse, they don't know what it's capable of or what it's going to do, so they just do that because it's a selling point.
Well,
Well,
it's
and
all about
quicker
wording.
for 'em
I
to
mean,
flip.
it's just the way that you word things.
They're
I
salesmen.
mean, you can use all these fancy words you want to, agility and bomb-proof. That's not technically fancy, but you can throw all these things out there like that, but those are all just highlights. Those are what people are looking for in their mind, and it's what the majority of people that don't deal with horses every day, the hobby people. I like to call them the hobby people. And there's nothing wrong with having a hobby. That's fine, I mean, a safer hobby would be, collecting baseball cards. But if you're a hobby person, or whatever, that's the stuff they look for.
It,
Bomb-proof, easy, child safe, what, all that stuff. That's the stuff they look for. But then again, they don't know horses because they don't handle them every day. They might not know as much as you and I or me and Jake or anybody does. So, like you said, that's just people dressing up with words, trying to turn a dollar. That's pretty
Let's
much
make
it.
a sale.
I think you can have a bomb-proof horse that's not ranch broke or not broke. And by that, I mean, if I'm showing it the same blue tarp in the same round pen with the same person every time on its back, then they'll call that bomb-proof, right? You're stepping over tarp.
Pretty
Well-
much you can run anything. But I have a horse right now that technically, if you want to get down to the term of the word, it's bomb-proof. That's because me and my son used to do Civil War reenactments. And I could take that horse and I could run him across an open field with cannon fire, black powder cannon fire, coming from both sides within 10 to 15 feet. Of course, there's really not cannon balls coming out of it. It's just black powder and a big boom. So I'm running real close to these cannons, shooting a black powder pistol off both sides, because we was in the cavalry unit, blah, 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 blah. I know somebody thinks that nerdy. I like history. You guys can go screw yourselves. I enjoyed it.
I think it's pretty
But
cool.
anyway, so you could take this horse in a full dead run, and you could run him across the battlefield with cannons going off on both sides, gunfire going off all around him, and he never broke stride. Okay, so if you want to get down to what the word bomb-proof is, well, hell yeah, I got a bomb-proof horse.
Well,
And he's available for sale because everything's got a price.
it's kind of like the whole going back on the ranch broke. The other one I can't stand is people, oh, is he kid broke? Well, that depends, because I know some kids that are handy as hell and can ride better than
I
a
made that
40-year-old
point, I
who's
think,
been riding their
a
whole
couple
life.
episodes ago. Yeah, I
And
mean,
it's
it depends.
how much do you like your kids and how handy are they?
Exactly.
It depends on my answer.
So I think what I'm getting at is I would rather have a worked on a ranch horse than somebody that's selling it as a bomb-proof horse that's got some videos of it going up a hill, down a hill, through a pond, and with a tarp on its back. Just because the ranch exposure, I mean, on a horse, off a horse, we're doing something different here every day. That horse, it's going to be a more honest horse if it's seen more things than the same blue tarp over and over again, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like I said, you can throw tarps all over him, you can bounce basketballs off of him, you can do whatever, and then you can take him out and try to go doctor calves, and then one of them damn mama cows get over there and get to hooking him around in the flanks. What you think that son of a gun's gonna do? He's gonna lose his shit.
Yeah.
And then you have the consistent ranch horses that get used every day that's been exposed to getting hooked and butted and whatever. How you think they're gonna react?
That ain't gonna budge him.
They're going to react way totally different than one that you, it was so cute that you was bouncing a soccer ball off his flanks, you know, in the round pen, you know, and, you know, y'all were playing ball together. It's so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let a damn big old mama cow get up there and get up under its flanks while you're on it.
Yeah.
We'll see how cute that is.
Or it's cute that you can crawl underneath it, you
Oh,
know.
yeah. Climb up its tail,
Yeah.
you know.
Would y'all say that we have any ranch broke horses? And now we're dealing with colts, so they're all young, but do we have any ranch broke horses?
Jesse.
The closest thing that we have to a ranch broke horse, and the only reason I say this is because she's seen more than any of the other colts. Their time's coming, but she progressed and was a little bit, which one of the first ones we got would be Elsa.
Yeah.
I can open a gate on her. I can throw a rope off of her. I can push cows on her. You know, I can drag on her. I can do stuff like that. Now, is she consistent with all that yet? Absolutely not. But the fact is, she's been exposed to it. She knows the premise. And the more you do that on her, the more she's going to end up being the tool that someone would really like to have on their ranch.
I would say that all of our horses, except maybe Jessie, you mentioned Jessie, she's older, 10 or so. All the rest of them are almost just by default, they're too young. They haven't seen everything that they're going to see.
No.
So it would be hard to put that.
To me, you ain't
going to have a
talent.
ranch broke horse till they're 5 or 6, if
Yeah.
not older.
And 3 of those 6 years
Yeah.
have been working every day on a ranch.
Right, absolutely. And that's what it takes. I mean, you can simulate this shit all you want to, but until you get them out there and where the rubber meets the road, so to speak, and use them and expose them to this kind of stuff, you know, I mean, you can't fault them for not knowing.
And even then too, it don't matter the age, because really it ain't the years, it's the miles.
Yeah.
Well, they only know what they're exposed to. If they're not exposed to that, then you can't fault them for not knowing how to react in a certain situation. They only know what they've been exposed to. And that goes for an 18-year-old horse that you're selling as bomb-proof, and then you take him to a Christmas parade and the fire truck turns on its sirens, and this son of a bitch loses his shit. It's not that horse's fault. That horse wasn't exposed to sirens.
Yeah.
You know?
Same
I mean, so, yeah, you sold him as a bomb-proof horse, but, you know, I mean, like I said, they only know what they're exposed to.
Yeah.
So what my thing is that if you want a well-rounded horse, whether he's ranch, trail, whatever you're going to go do with him, if you want one like that, then it's your job to expose him to that stuff and continuously push that threshold so you know where he's at mentally, so you can be there with him mentally, and you're comfortable and you know your limitations on that horse. That would be what I would say.
Billy's hand's like that bouncing ball in the commercial.
Yes.
Follows the words, you know.
Let's all sing a song. Follow the bouncing ball.
Well, that's all I got. Do we call that episode 4?
If you want to.
Anything else y'all want to say?
Sound the siren.
Sirens.
All right.
Big shout out to Wally.
Oh, how long did that go? 30 minutes?
40.
Oh, that's better.
Who is Wally?
Wally is someone who messaged on TikTok